Why not?
You know something I've never had to do? I've never had to start a conversation or a statement with, I'm not a racist, I'm not a Nazi, I'm not a cultist, I'm not a fascist. Those things have never been called into question. It's obvious by my actions that I am not a racist, a fascist, a cultist, or a Nazi. It is obvious by the people I support, the policies they support, and the people who I share support with. Think about that for a second. It is obvious because of the people who I share support with. Nazis, fascists, racists, and cultists don't share support with me. They don't vote for the same people I vote for. So again, these things have never been called into question, so I've never had to make those statements. However, for some reason, a bunch of right-wing creators thought it was important for them to make a video where they start out by proclaiming they're not a cultist, a racist, a Nazi, or a fascist. And then, after saying that, the first words after saying that is but. And I will tell you this. If I am ever called any of those names and I had to make a statement about that, it would come with a lot of self-reflection, which is something the Republican Party seems to be incapable of doing.
I am not a fascist.
I'm not a racist.
I'm not a cultist.
And I'm definitely not a Nazi.
But here's what I do believe in.
So kinda not any of those names, but definitely not a Nazi. Okay, and then the next thing they say is, but here's what I do believe in. And you see, saying but right after making those statements sounds like you're about to start giving a bunch of reasons why people might misconstrue your beliefs as that of a cultist, racist, Nazi, or fascist.
I believe in family.
Because family is the backbone of this nation.
Well, except for immigrant families. Those families, they don't deserve what we have. They need to get their asses back across the border.
I believe in God and the right to worship without fear.
Well, unless it's a Muslim God. And in that case, I'm okay with grown-ass American men standing around them with megaphones, interrupting their prayer, telling them their God isn't the real God, our God is.
I believe in freedom.
Freedom for every American.
Because it's the gift our soldiers fought
and died to protect.
Well, unless you're Democrats and you want the freedom to assemble against fascism or say mean things about their orange God, and in that case, he can tweet about you being a threat to democracy and unleash the military into your streets.
I believe in a strong America.
Because a country that won't protect its people
or respect its borders
is not a country.
I believe in the Constitution because our rights
are not up for negotiation.
That means the right to speak.
Even when we disagree.
and the right to defend my home,
My family.
and my country.
and whether you believe it or not,
I believe in equality.
No matter your color,
your background,
Or your story.
Because being conservative doesn't mean hate.
it means love.
love for God, love for our family.
Love for freedom, love for country.
Love for our children's future.
We just want a better home.
so no, I am not what they say I am.
I am a conservative.
I am an American.
And I will never be ashamed of that.
Did you guys notice nothing in the video disputed any of the terms that they're saying they're being called? They're being called cultists, fascists, racists, and Nazis. If I were being called those terms as frequently as they're being called those terms, the first thing I would do is address the meaning of those terms and tell you exactly why I am none of those terms. They didn't do that. They made an entire video to tell you to take a look at something else. Then they said conservatism is not about hate, it's about love. If someone were saying my beliefs were about hate, and I decided to make a video about it, I would address that term directly and tell you exactly why my ideology is about love. But it's not. All of their ideologies, all of their belief systems has to do with taking away from other people and giving to themselves. They say they believe in family, but only American families. They say they believe in borders and God. Do they really believe that God, the God they believe in, is up in heaven saying, take care of only the people that are within those lines you guys decided to draw? God didn't draw those lines. He's not up there. You guys are always saying, these people are always saying how everyone is made in God's image. If that is the case, how are you picking and choosing families that should be saved from persecution and all the types of things that a lot of these people are trying to escape? Now, I've had very good people ask me about borders. And what, do you think that we shouldn't have any borders at all? Listen, I believe that there should be some type of border security. No one is saying that. But when you have the military, ICE agents, Border Patrol agents taking good people off the streets, taking people from their work, parents who are picking their kids up from school, kids who are in college, taking them, detaining them, and deporting them to places that they're not familiar with, you cannot in no way try to tell me that that is any belief system that a God you believe in also shares. There's absolutely no way. These people are absolutely about hate, and that is why they have to make a video to explain it. I will never, should never have to make a video explaining to you guys how I'm not a racist, a fascist, a Nazi, or a cultist, or someone that is all about hate. And again, believe me, I promise you, if I ever had to do that, there would be a lot of self-reflection in that video. For these people, there was none. There was them just saying, you guys got us all wrong. You're saying it wrong, and here we are to tell you that you're wrong. And oh, by the way, here are the things we believe in that we all know they damn sure don't believe in. This is why I can't with these people. The other day, I had a little bit of time. So I asked someone who was in my comments all the time. I said, are you really telling me that you don't look at some of the things Donald Trump has said and done and get a little bit suspicious about the fact that he may, just may, have been a pedo or at least sexually assaulted people? And they said, no, you guys take jokes wrong. I said, okay, so you're telling me when you heard Donald Trump tell a 10-year-old or tell someone about a 10-year-old, I'll probably be dating her in 10 years, you thought that's nothing but a joke and you moved on. You didn't think it was creepy at all. Not at all, right? Because I'm trying to understand just how sick you people are to just make excuses for everything he's ever said and done. They basically stopped answering because they probably didn't want to be on record saying, yes, I think it's all just a joke, because they know it's not. My belief is that they know the dude is horrible, but they just don't care. And that is why, again, I implore you to not waste your time trying to get these people to come to our side. They're gone. Like 90% of them are. If you have done so in the past and you have stories of being able to have someone cross over, great, good. My thing is, I think we put our energy more towards getting people who agree with us to just get up and make sure they make their voices heard. That's just my belief. These people have no self-awareness. They refuse to have any self-reflection. And because of that, I refuse to have anything to do with them. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.